Hey guys, Chris here, and welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited to welcome you guys to Jack's Pumpkin Farm. This is my Halloween Village display for 2020. Now, if you guys might notice, this display is fairly small compared to some of the ones that you might have seen on YouTube, and that's because I really wanted to base this whole display based around this one Lemax Spooky Town piece, which you guys will see in a minute. I also wanted to make sure this display was small so it actually fit inside the opening of my China hutch, which you can see right here. I actually don't mind the size because it actually makes it easy for me to really fill up the display and make it look nice and full. I knew with this display I wanted to go as detailed as I can and also make it look realistic as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the rundown of the pieces and the accessories I've used in my display, and also share with you guys some tips and tricks on how I decorated my display as well. If you guys have any questions about anything that you see in the video or in the pictures, leave me a comment below and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Now without further ado, let's get started. So the first piece that really inspired this whole display is 2020's Lemax Spooky Town, Jack's Pumpkin Farm. Now this is such an amazing piece and I'm very happy that Lemax came out with it this year. I've always wanted to have some kind of pumpkin farm or pumpkin patch related piece, and so this is what I got this year. Now, one of the things I've noticed was on the roof there's this billboard sign with the pumpkin monster, and I thought it'd be really fun to incorporate him into different parts of my display as the farm's mascot. Now, I'm not going to go too much detailed into this piece because there's a bunch of videos out there that explains more in depth about this piece, so I'll let you watch that, but that is the first piece I wanted to share with you guys. So the next thing is the creepy corn maze. I'm very happy with how this turned out. So one of the things you guys might notice is the sign and the fence. That is something that I actually just made out of cardboard and painted. And then I took some wooden dowels and made it like a flag banner just to kind of illuminate the corn maze. So with that, I did some orange fairy lights, and then I also made a spotlight for the sign. And how I did this is I just took a cluster of the orange fairy lights and then took some tin foil to make the, I guess, like the shade part of the spotlight. And I'm really happy with how this turned out because it really illuminates the sign. Now, as I was talking about how I wanted to go realistic as possible, one of the things I did was I made a couple signs out of cardboard. So this is one of them, corn maze rule signs. So just to have the kids follow the rules in the display. Now for the corn stalks, I actually ordered from Amazon some tea leaves, artificial tea leaf bushes, and paint sprayed them yellow, cream, and brown. And so this is what they look like on Amazon, and I will put an Amazon link down below in case if you guys are interested in it. After I was done paint spraying them, then I'll just go ahead and take them off the bush and then just hot glue them into the spots where I wanted them to go. I did kind of draw out like a maze part and then just glue them along the lines. And so yeah, that's how I was able to do the corn maze. Next we have the pumpkin patch, and I'm also very happy with how this turned out as well. As you guys can see, there is a bunch of pumpkins in the display. One of the things I did was, these are loose pumpkins, and what I did was I took some Sculpey's baking clay and went ahead and took a toothpick and kind of made like indents in the pumpkin to create like the ridges. And then I went ahead and baked them and painted them, and then added a little bit of a matte finish spray on top of it to make it shiny, just to give it a little bit of that shine. One of the Department 56 pieces is this Pumpkin Patch Farm Stein. I really like this piece. I think it really adds to the display with the flashing pumpkins, and it just looks really amazing. One of the things I did for the pumpkin patch is I took some of this like straw that I got from Dollar Tree, and I went ahead and shredded it up, and then I glued it down to my platform and then put the pumpkins on top of it. Another thing that I did was I took some white fairy lights and I kind of stuck them around the pumpkin patch area just to kind of light up the pumpkin patch area a little bit because it was a little bit dark. Now I have seen that like pumpkin patch or pumpkin farms, they do light up like their fence and stuff, so I thought that was kind of what it reminded me of. But so yeah, so that is the pumpkin patch. The next piece I wanted to talk about is this Lemax Spooky Town Haunted Hayride. I think this is such a really nice piece to add if you're doing like a pumpkin patch or a pumpkin farm. It's such a nice piece. The one thing that I was kind of disappointed was this piece does not have lights on it. I went ahead and took some orange fairy lights and just kind of wrapped it around the wagon just to kind of illuminate the wagon and just kind of illuminates that area of my display because it was dark. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and like I said, this is a nice piece to add to your collection. The next thing is my background, which is just some black foam board that I got from Dollar Tree. And I went ahead and painted the moon and clouds, and I even added some cornfields, which I'll show you in a minute. And then what happens is when I turn on my purple fairy lights I got from Dollar Tree, it actually illuminates the sky, as you can see right here. And it just really adds like a creepy glow to the sky, and it illuminates the clouds and the moon, as well as illuminating the village just to kind of give it that night glow. And then for the purple fairy lights, I went ahead and taped up the fairy lights to the inside of my opening on my china hutch, as you can see right here. And that's just an easy way to illuminate your village. So here, as you can see in kind of the background, those were the corn stalks that I mentioned that I painted on the background. And I went ahead and added some of the corn stalks that are the artificial tea leaf bushes to the front of it. And this just kind of gives you the perspective that the corn maze goes on for miles. Alrighty guys, well that is my 2020 Halloween Village Jack's Pumpkin Farm. I wasn't able to talk about everything that's on the display, but if you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave me a comment down below, and I will answer them for you guys, or I can search up the names of the accessories if you need them. But thank you guys so much for watching, and have a happy Halloween.